Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Hearthstone. Today we're going to be continuing to check out the Knights of the Frozen Throne expansion, this time with match number 1 of our Barnes Control Priest deck. You've probably seen this deck on ladder on occasion. It's a very interesting priest deck that uses cards like Eternal Servitude and Barnes to play legendary minions early in the game and then replay them from the graveyard. It's a total blast, although it can be kind of hit or miss sometimes. So let's go ahead and jump in and see if we can get a win. Okay, we got a hunter here, which is actually a little troubling. We're going to do our best here. I'm going to mulligan everything in hopes we can get a Barnes, but we're going to need to have a lot of early game control in order to keep a hunter from being able to just sweep us. And unfortunately, we got some good early game cards, but we did not get anything like Barnes that's going to let us start our game at turn 4. This deck is really interesting in that you're not so much playing against your opponent as you are playing against your own deck at the beginning. You spend a lot of time trying to get your first legendary out, so then you can trigger stuff like Eternal Servitude to bring them back once they've been defeated. So, in the meantime here, that's a pretty good trade. I'm going to go ahead and Potion of Madness those guys. There's a Lich King, that's one of our new additions, which is supposed to be something we can grab with Shadow Essence or Barnes, but looks like we'll be playing it on turn 8 normally. That does happen on occasion. Ideally with this deck, though, you want to keep the minions in your deck as long as possible, because you have so many ways of pulling copies of them out. Like Shadow Essence. Doesn't actually summon the minion from your deck, just makes a copy of them that's a 5/5, which is pretty good, as long as it doesn't pull Barnes. With this guy, though, he is giving me a little bit of trouble. I think I'll grab a Shadow Word Horror for later. For now, we can afford to take some hits from 1/1s. We've slowed him down at least a little bit here, although we got to watch out for an adapt play or a minion-wide buff here. Ideally, now that we have the Horror, I'd like to get like a pint-sized potion so that we can clear his full board regardless of what he plays. Oh my god, we drew into a turn 4 Barnes. That is wonderful. Come on, give me something good. Oh! That's fine, I don't care about Barnes. We got what we needed. That will clear his board again. Unfortunately, he has 2 1/1s, so we won't get a ton of value out of it, but now it'll be in the graveyard, so if we pull in Eternal Servitude, we'll be able to bring it back as a full 8/8 Lich King. Right now, we're really just stalling, so it's kind of fine. There's a pint-sized potion, which we can combo with the Shadow Word Horror later. For now, let's just Thought Steal, see if we can get some filler cards. Freezing Trap is fantastic here. Definitely we'll take Freezing Trap. It's going to slow him down even more, and now turn 6 we can Shadow Essence to get another legendary minion. Get that out of here. What, you thought that was going to be a 3-mana card? That's a 5-mana card. 2/6 Taunt, irrelevant. We have big minions and also Shadow Word cards. Really, how many cards we got in our hand? 7? I think I'm just going to Thought Steal. Oh wait, no, of course not. I'm going to Shadow Essence here. Hey, Ysera, that's pretty good. So Ysera and Lich King are both in this deck because one of the weaknesses it has is you do run out of minions, and you kind of run out of relevant control cards at a certain point. But Ysera and the Lich King provide a great method of getting some additional control and even some more minions in the case of Ysera. We got a Greater Healing Potion, so we have all the time in the world. Really, I think I'm just going to Thought Steal and hope we can play something. I don't care about Cat Trick. Yeah, let's do Venom Strike Trap. That's fun. Or I could go for a weapon. Nah, we'll Venom Strike Trap and then heal ourselves. We're really just stalling right now still. Basically, most of the game is going to be mitigating your opponent, dealing damage for as long as possible. And then when they do start dealing damage, you just Greater Healing Potion to get back up to full. And then we're going to just be dropping like a bunch of huge legendaries. He's going to ideally run out of cards here at some point. I think this turn will be our big, this turn's going to be our big Shadow Word Horror play. That's not going to protect you from Shadow Word Horror, silly. Let's clear this guy's minions out. Yep. As tempting as it is to play Lich King, it's going to be a lot more effective to do this. We are going to Pint-Sized Potion to give all enemies -3 attack. And then we're going to play Shadow Word Horror, which destroys all minions with 2 or less attack. Haha! And then we'll just heal ourselves for 1, or for 2. no real need to go overboard with the greater healing potion yet. I like to save that for later in the game because it can have a real psychological swing as well. Misha's back. That's okay. We're going to be at 9 mana next turn. I'm tempted to Hunter's Mark Misha. Man, this is funny. He's secret hunter. You don't see a ton of. Let's see. What's the most efficient way to continue here? I suppose I could Eagle Horn, Holy Smite, but really, let's just get our Lich King on the board and start drawing some cool cards. We have 7 cards in hand, so I can safely end my turn. That's the other thing you really have to be careful about with this deck, is it's very easy to have your hand go above 10 cards, and so you want to make sure that you're playing stuff as it comes up. Now, on that note, you may be wondering why I'm not running the giant, Mountain Giant? The giant that decreases cost based on the number of cards in your hand. It's mostly because it's not really worth rediscovering. Now, this hasn't been a match where we've had a ton of stuff that's getting rediscovered, but that does happen a fair amount. Here, we have some options. We can obliterate the 4/4, and then we can just bop the 6/5, and then we would still have enough mana to smite one of the 2/2s. We're really just trying to stall right now, and I don't want to play Ysera because then we're going to draw too many cards. But we could play Ysera Awakens, wipe out everything, keep our Lich King, hit him for 8. He's going to have 2. Yeah, let's do that. Let's Ysera Awakens here. I'm not going to waste a Shadow Word Horror just to take out those 2/2s, but I will Holy Smite one of them. And I'm not going to waste an Obliterate either. Ooh, I know what I can do. Let's Eaglehorn Bow. We'll bop this. And then, Greater Healing Potion ourselves. Ah, bummer. Oh, Explosive Trap, whatever. Hit him for 8. And this may be a concede here. May not, you never know. But I have a feeling it's going to be concede. We have Ysera in hand. It's kind of hilarious. We actually haven't gotten any Eternal Servitudes or anything yet, but we're doing pretty decently. I suppose that's wont to happen. I just realized I accidentally queued in Wild today. Whoops. Well, all the same, it's a good demonstration of the deck. So, we've got Potion of Madness, not super useful, but we have Ysera, we have Shadow Word Pain. I think I'm just going to Ysera, and I'll Hunter's Mark this guy, because it's his last minion. And he's probably going to concede here. Maybe not, you never know. But he'd be wise not to, actually, at this point, because we don't really have... I mean, while we have supreme control, we don't really have a whole bunch of minions to play at the moment. Though if we can pull Yasharaj or an Obsidian Statue or, you know, an Eternal Servitude, we're set. A Dragonfire. That's not quite what I was looking for. Shall we do an inefficient anti-magic shell? Yeah, why not? Well, I'm trying to think. Hunters don't actually have a way to kill something, do they? With a trap? No, I don't think they do. At best, he can bounce it back to my hand. We can deal 4, theoretically 5, 6, plus 5 is 11. Could deal 11 this turn. Nah, that's not lethal. And this only hits minions. Okay, we'll just attack. Freezing Trap. Yep. Thought so. That's okay. I'll just replay Ysera now. Oh, I can't! I didn't know that Freezing Trap could make something above 10 mana. That's kind of shit. So that card is just gone now for this game. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. Well, that's okay. We have plenty of good cards in our deck. We should be able to still take this guy down with just a tiny bit of tempo. I'll be obliterating his hog here. We'll take 2 damage for it, but whatever. There's a Shadow Essence. Jesus Christ. Finally. And then we're gonna... Where's my damn obliterate? Get out of here. Okay. So now we have an Obsidian Statue. This should pretty much carry us through the end of the game, I think. And if not, we do have a Nightmare to buff it to speed it up a little bit. Man. It's A little weird that we never ran into Eternal Servitude, I have to say. It's kind of the bread and butter of the deck. But I guess we didn't need it, so whatever. Let's go ahead and... It's not really even worth killing this 2-1. I'll just kind of leave it here. But we don't have lethal either. I can deal up to 10 damage. No, 12 damage this turn. 5, 10, 11, 12. I can deal 14. He's at 17. We cannot kill him. We will just attack, and I'm not even going to anti-magic shell. It's not really worth it. Heal ourselves. Keep him disheartened. Now we have a life steal in play. I mean, it's got to be GG. This guy is really, I'm impressed. We got Rocky over here going the distance. I suppose he did get us fairly low, but that's pretty common for this deck. We're probably going to end the game with close to 30 again. Thank you. I needed another minion. Aha! Alright, and then we can anti-magic shell next turn. And I think if I nightmare, then anti-magic shell, that's lethal. Nope, no need. Awesome. Well, there you guys go. Sorry it was a wild match. I'll make sure the next one is standard. But that was a pretty good demonstration, I think, of the Barnes Control Priest. Tons of fun to play, definitely. Definitely a bit of a gamble, but I really enjoy it. I hope you guys did too. If so, please be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below so that I know. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.